Good morning. This morning I'd like to spend some time visiting about Mary Ethel Lindsay. Mary Ethel Lindsay had the maiden name of Turner, and she is remembered by Mary June Owen. Mary Ethel Turner was born in Campbellford, September 12, 1987. Her parents were William A. Turner and Eliza Jane Hicks. William and Eliza moved to Seymour Township, where Ethel and her siblings grew up on the Turner farm. Ethel's siblings were 9 in number, and they were Sidney, Lillian, Alexander Samuel, Fidelia May, Isabel Rosabelle, Charles Edward, John Robert, William M., and Mabel Evelyn. Ethel was the second youngest, and she was close to her siblings, reportedly so, her entire life. Ethel, after school, attended teacher training school and secured her first teaching position at Wood, Ontario, which is now Potash. So I found that very interesting. Didn't know that. This contract for 1 year paid Ethel $300 per annum. She decided after doing that she enjoyed teaching enough that she went to normal school, or also known as Teachers College in Toronto. And when she did so, she lived with her sister Belle and her husband. While at Wood or Potash, Ethel boarded at Robert and Maggie Jackson's home. Maggie's maiden name was Lindsay, and while she boarded there, she became very good friends with Lindsay Jackson and the Greenfield girls, and they have remained lifelong friends. More importantly, it is also where she met Kenneth Earl Lindsay, and Kenneth Earl Lindsay became and stayed her one and only love, and they were married September 11th, 1912 in Campbellford. They had 2 children, Muriel Allison, born in 1917 in Newborough, and Kenneth Gerald was born in 1920 when they had returned to Bancroft, to their home on Bridge Street, operating a lodge house. It is noted here that Ethel and her husband Kenneth were very social people, and they had lots of social gatherings at St. Mark's Church here in Potash. Roast beef dinners, spring socials, strawberry festivals, picnics at the lake, and when they got their first car, they enjoyed going for car rides. Ethel's siblings from the Prince Edward County area and Campbellford area and Toronto area came to visit throughout their lives in this area. Kenneth sadly died of a heart attack quite suddenly, April 10th in 1947. After Kenneth's death, Ethel asked Allison, her daughter, and family to come live on the farm and care for it. And Ethel then spent time with her sisters Mabel and Belle in Toronto, and her sister-in-law Teen or Selena Gunter. And she also then lived part-time on the farm with her daughter Allison and the family. And it is noted here that it was Ethel's faith that kept her strong and kept her moving on. She was noted here to be a very dear and kind lady, especially to her grandchildren, and also to animals, that she treated horses, cattle, kitten, and dogs like family members. Ethel was also noted to be an excellent cook and cared for a very large garden. And in caring with her garden, she had plenty left over that she shared with people who were doing without. She also included in that meat packages, and also she was great at canning her produce, including wild fruit picked from the bush. And Ethel was diagnosed with cancer, and in 1967 she recovered from her treatment of cancer. And she had a fall, that fall in 1967, she had beautiful visits with her family, including all of her grandchildren and those from Manitoba and British Columbia. And then Ethel died quite suddenly that November in 1967, as her and a friend prepared to go shopping. Ethel is buried in Potash Cemetery beside her lifelong love, Kenneth. Ethel is noted by Mary June to be a person who truly believed in the golden rule as to do unto others as you would have done unto you, that she lived her life by that remark, and it is said here that she did it well and she was a masterpiece. So for today, thanks for listening to the lifting up of Mary Ethel Lindsay, maiden name Turner.